Hello, this is Bayam with another tutorial about how to make a chase with simple trig and simple geometry node. For this reason, I simply add a plate and go to the geometry node, search for new, delete the group info. I don't use anymore the plane. I just add a cube volume cube, and as you can see, it's like a cloud fluffy. And for the density I use Voronized texture. Also you can use another texture like nice texture, weight nice texture, anything. And I make mesh, volume to mesh, to can see the preview and can render the object. And also I need a smoother chase. Just like now I just set shade smooth material. For a very nice texture you can play around with this parameter, but I recommend you go to 4D and you have a more control in it, and random pattern by changing a W. And also if you want to have a more control in a very nice texture, you simply add a math node for going for subtract. Now you have a more control in Voronized texture. You can simply play around with this parameter of Voronized texture and subtract to find your best work for your project or for your work. Just play around with it. Like for me it's randomly W is 2.2 and also scale is 2.2, and the subtract is 1.9. As you can see, I changed it this to 0.19. Now if you I don't know why, but if you are going to use the subdivide mesh, it don't work in this. I don't know why. But also if you use another modifier like surface smooth, you can have a more better result. But be careful, use after the geometry node surface smooth. You have to use the surface smooth after the geometry node. Now you can see we have a better result from surface, subdivide surface. Now I need it's finished, the modeling is finished. We need material for this. So I simply go to material, adding a new material, name it by chase, and selected the material with that we name it chase. Now for rendering and see how our material look like, we have to use first we have to change the render engine to the cycle. It's belong to your computer to use CPU or GPU, but I'm going to add an environment HDRI. Also you can use any environment HDRI that you have. I have a small studio environment HDRI. For this reason I use this. Now as you can see, we don't set any material for our chase. Yes, we have to go into material preview, rendering preview. You can play around in the transform node for our mesh by transform node, and give any direction or any rotation that you want that your object is want to move or rotate or anything with transfer mode. And now we are going to the shading to make a material for our chase. For this reason I simply always use RGB we can use a OneNote for some more parameter. For this reason I use RGB. Also you can use individually for EndNote. As you can see, I set or I want to find my best material for chess or best color for chess, and plug the color to the color. You can play around, you can make your color, you can make your objects any color that you want, but for me is, as you can see, I use a specific material for this specific color, and you can see subsurface is like skin, make any object like human skin. But we need, as you can see, the cheese, it has a little transparent light. For this reason I use a little transparent, not so much. I just want to use show you the power of the subsurface. And now for interrendering it's my result. Also you can have your result, you can have your best material or setting your material for your project. It's belong to you and your idea. All just have a little roughness. Maybe you know roughness. I generally playing around with roughness to find my result, my best result for this, for chess. Now I want to have a more piece of cheese. For this reason I'm going to geometry node, copy some nodes and paste it again. But we need join geometry node to have a more cheese. Simply add join geometry node, copy by shift or Ctrl C, Ctrl V, or you can also use shift. You can see we have two piece of cheese, cube of cheese, and we can play with transfer node to give the our chess direction, rotation, scale, or anything you want. And playing around to have a randomly very nice texture. Because of this I just playing around with the parameter of very nice texture, subtract of math subtract to find my randomly pattern for each of cube of cheese. This is the Blender and geometry node power. Also now I want to make a studio for rendering. Just simply add some plate and go to the edge mode, extrude the plate and bevel the plate good and make shade smooth, some scale for the plate. I just simply fast this process. Now I adding a camera and switch the camera, or you can also press control by number 0, and I'm playing around with my camera and simply make my studio for best result. And now this is my camera, and this also I think it's perfect point for rendering and make our render sample like 1000. It's enough for me for it's a small project, not more any samples for this reason. Thank you for your time. Please subscribe and ring the bell.